Hey, my name's shawnshawn. I sell art on shawnshawn.co, and today we're going to react to Shelee, Fluid Art Painter. I think she specializes only in pour painting, so let's go check it out, guys. This first one is called the Bloom Technique. So let's see what this is about. The volume was crazy high. So really amazing artwork you can see here. Great variation of colors. Got pillow paint. I guess this is one of the base paints.
Hi guys, it's Jody. Today's video, I wanted to try something.
So that's her first name.
To me, I wanted to do a swipe. I tried to do something else, kind of a pseudo swipe, blowing it out with my mouth. You know, putting the colors down and blowing it out with my mouth, and it didn't work well. So then I thought, you know what, let's try a traditional swipe. I've never really done one on camera, and I've only done maybe 2 or 3.
So I think it's a nice intro. She comes in, you see the work, so you know what it's going to look like in the end, which is a really beautiful work. And then she introduces herself on a headshot straight to the camera. So I think it's a really strong intro. Let's get more towards the painting process.
But it's still kind of cool in here, so.
It's nice she has voiceover added.
Sometimes I have a space heater in here, but even still, it doesn't get it to where I would like it. And I also don't like the...
I'll skip this part. It's going to add some color. So it's all in real time, no time lapse. So it's usually a very popular style with people because you can actually see how she made it.
This is Vallejo. They're fluid fluorescent pink.
Yeah, it's a really nice color. You want some really bright colors. Just add some more color. Got the purple, pink. Let's see. Go skip ahead a little bit. Okay, she's added that. Okay. So this is with the. That was interesting. Got a lot of bubbles there. That's nice. Or cells, as they call them. They were like, "There's no bubbles in this." I don't know what she's doing there. I guess she's. Let's go up the next side. And it's literally the chemical combinations to get these cells that they're working on. It's interesting she's not using a torch at all. Let's go again a little bit. That is a really nice way to clean up those edges where it's kind of like, you know, the paint doesn't come out quite right. You got a splotch of paint. You just.
All right, I am going to bring this over to the spinner box and we're going to tilt.
It's pretty cool just as is. So it's amazing she's going to do more work on this. Let's go over here a little bit.
Also getting enough paint off. I guess that's a challenge with whatever painting you're using, but especially so with the swipes. All of these are just gorgeous.
Very cool color combinations here. Let's see.
I was trying to blow it out.
It's a really nice detail shot here.
Work for a little bit faster, so it was a delayed reaction where I would all of a sudden I stopped and I looked and it was done and I was like, wow.
So that's really cool. She has kind of this follow-up and she kind of goes over what happened in the painting, which I think is really cool. Kind of finalize your work. I do that on my own painting tutorials. I haven't done them in a while, so I need to start them up again once I get to Miami. I just got to get my studio moved first. But yeah, I think this is a really cool video. Really sharp. Let's go to the next one. This one is called 16's Bloom Technique. How to mix. So this is how to make all the chemicals, I guess. Let's check this out.
The U.S. Floetrol cell activator for the blooms technique. So I am going to start with putting, I'm just going to use one of these little, I get these on Amazon. They're similar to the baby cubes.
Okay.
White. So, and this tablespoon is 3 teaspoons.
So this is always a really good way to reach your audience as an artist, is just have a how-to, especially for certain techniques like this. You actually have to know how to mix it correctly. So she's kind of explaining a lot more. I think that's a really good video to make for any type of painter. Let's go ahead a little bit. So she's blending it up. Obviously there's a chemical. I'm skipping that process, but I'm just kind of making it move a little faster. She's mixing the paint.
Wax pre-stain wood conditioner.
I'm surprised you'd stick that in there. That's weird. Of course, I haven't really done any of these paintings, so I don't know what kind of materials they're using. But it's...
Stuff stinks.
Yeah, definitely. That definitely stinks, man. So what is she doing? Is she mixing this in here? Wow.
15 drops in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get an extra one in there. I don't think it really matters, but I was just using 15. I'd started with 5, and then I went up to 10, and then I went to 15. I was kind of using the 5 increment. If you get an extra one or one less, I think that's going to be fine.
Not sure what this does, but looks like she has a remote mic there to make it simpler. Let's go ahead and let
the dropper. I just try to get all liquid in there all the way to, well, as far as it'll allow you, but a full dropper full, and then I squirt that in. Mix that up really good.
this are,
Be super thick.
so
It's gonna be probably
it's a pretty complex process, adding quite a few different chemicals.
American Floetrol.
But I guess it makes sense to get those kind of effects. That's, I think, where you've seen the difference in a lot of
pH glue.
pour painters, is just how they combine their materials.
Drops of the Wax pre-stain wood conditioner, and then a dropper full of the Amsterdam.
So I think that's pretty straightforward as far as she's explaining how to mix it all. She didn't introduce herself personally, which I think would have been just a little bit of improvement here, but just great how to mix all the materials together. And let's go on to this one. It's the 87 blooms technique. It wasn't as popular as the second one, but I kind of wanted to get a little, it looked cool to me, so I pick what I like. I think I'm partial to that color. So it has a really nice intro. You see what the final product is. So you're like, ooh, how do you get there? So it's a good hook. So she's showing the materials. It's always great to show the materials if I ever get rid of these stupid ads.
Hi guys.
So very similar to the first one.
Today's video, I'm going to be doing another swipe because I just can't help myself. I think I've created a monster within myself starting these swipes because they're a lot of fun. And I don't know why I didn't start doing them earlier. But there will be no black light this time, but I am going to be bringing that back. That was so much fun. But I think the next time I do the black light, I'm going to do it all under the black light.
So again, a really nice strong intro with, you know, the finished product and kind of showing the materials, and then straight to introduce herself and what she's going to do in this. So let's skip ahead to when she starts to apply material. So she's added the white kind of base there.
Love it. That is the consistency.
So gray blue kind of feel. It's pretty nice, metallic.
I'm going to take it all the way to the edge this time. I'm going to try something a little bit different.
This involves a lot of paint. But you need the white to keep the blends clean and lighter.
Golden fluid, iridescent bright gold.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful color. I got gold myself. It's like,
Probably one of my
for abstract.
favorite golds that I use. Just have a little bit left of that. It's usually a bit more sparkly, but
Could have music to kind of make it pop, but it's a really good explanation video.
consistency of it.
So we're gonna add this color. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Videos. It is mixed up with.
So add in some pink.
Where are you?
And then black, or I think it's a purple there. All right, let's start here. This is right when she's applies the final paint. I think it's like a copper. It's really interesting how those cells form, because the other technique I've seen is with the torch. So this is similar to my Metal Mayhem style, where you kind of drag the paint, but I've never experimented with this type of materials, which is really interesting. These cell effects. Of course, she's just specialty only in this. It's funny also that a lot of people don't consider this art right now, but that's always an indication that you're forming a new art form if people reject it a lot. There is kind of a difficulty of differentiating between a lot of the artists, but I think they're starting to kind of come to different techniques and things that are really starting to see different styles to evolve within pour painting. Just adding some bubbles to kind of make that area pop. Just dragging the paint a little more.
Just a little bit.
Surprised she doesn't do another drag on that.
Alright.
So now it's the spin area.
Here we go. Wow.
That is a really nicely done.
Those are some huge cells.
It's really well done. It's really cool. And then she keeps going. Why not do some more?
So cool.
It's interesting what people think. Ah, it's not finished. Keep going. I thought it was fine before. Now she's going to spin it some more.
Copper on this side over here. Off a little bit more.
The copper looks fine. It's especially against the purple. It's really nice. Let's see what she does next.
And then the copper cell activator. I love these cells.
It's really cool. She's zooming in here.
I mean, it looks like a kaleidoscope.
You get a real feel for
When you see the
what happened with the paint. Yeah, it's amazing color combination.
I love the copper lacing that it did. I wasn't sure if I should do a black cell activator or white cell activator, but I hadn't done black and copper yet, so I wanted to give that a try and see.
I don't think you really need black, because all these colors are combined and make black, so.
They're just huge.
Yeah, it's a really cool piece. I really like it.
Magnified.
Let's see. Scroll ahead.
Over the top shimmer.
So this is after drying. So it's a lot more chill now.
It just dried beautifully, and I love that the cells over here are ringed with the copper, and they all have such depth to them. And then over here you get more of the pink in there, and the copper kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff to get all this effect.
But they go quick, so if you're interested in getting them, wait till they're 50% off, but at that time they go quick.
So I think, you know, she ended her video again with a really nice finish up explanation of the whole process, which I think is a really solid way to do it. I do it myself in my own painting tutorials. I kind of like to take you know, because you do it, like in my painting, she's doing it really fast. It might be like 20 minutes tops, but for my style, or for some of my styles, it takes maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so it's a little longer, and you just kind of analyze it as you go along. It's kind of nice because you can really see the struggle up and down of the artist, because a lot of paintings will look really bad in the middle. Like before she swiped it, it was kind of like, it's kind of interesting, and then she swiped it around and you're like, oh, it's better, and then she starts to spin, you're like, whoa, what's this, you know? So it's really interesting. She's kind of ratcheting up, and you're always taking risks when you do that, because it could just get worse. It could be great, and that happens a lot in abstract painting. It's really a challenge. I think she has a really solid channel, really tightly focused on pour painting only, and it looks like she's only kind of focusing lately on this kind of scraping technique. I think she calls it something else, but I have scrapers, so I just call it scrape technique. It's not very good marketing, just call it scraping, but it's basically you're scraping a metal pallet, or she's using plastic in this case. And I like that tools myself in my Metal Mayhem. You can check out that style. I use just raw acrylic across there with some gloss to kind of make it glide better. But it's interesting, this technique. You can see all these bubbles form, so it makes me really curious to maybe try this out. But I already have so many styles, like I don't think I want to take on another style. Like, it's very better just to do one style like this. You're gonna way easier to sell than if you do like 1,000 styles, right? So I wouldn't encourage people to do multiple styles until you really start selling well in one, and then you can slowly branch out to other ones maybe. But you know, if you do a lot from the beginning, then you're kind of screwed, I think. But yeah, I think she has a really good channel, tightly focused on fluid pour painting, and hopefully you guys like it. Give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, you can subscribe below. And hope to see you on the next Artist React video. Thanks for watching, guys.
Trying to make this work again.